Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bob Paul. Welcome to WatchTower Remembers. Today our guest was introduced to the Watchtower in a most unique way. He found a brochure on the Bluff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome another Bob Jims.
It's great to be here. I'm really excited to be here, Bob. Yes, I did. I found a brochure on the Bluff. In fact, when it first happened, I said I found a brochure on the Butte. B-U-T-T-E, much like the city in Montana. And then I looked up the word Butte and I realized I did not find a brochure on the Butte. But in fact, upon further research, I found a brochure on the Bluff. Wow, now that's quite a distinction and quite a story. In fact, let's get a few more details here. Now tell us about where you were, what you were doing, and what happened when you found this brochure, what brochure it was, and so forth. Those are good questions, Bob. And I've been interviewed a couple times about this experience. Once they had a special 15 minutes after a book study interviewing me about this. And then also I was contacted by the Watchtower itself to share this during one of their morning breakfast broadcasts, morning worship sessions. So it's become I've become quite famous actually in certain circles. Now don't let that go to your head, Bob. Don't let that go to your head. Remember to remain humble. Oh, I've certainly remained humble. I try to anyways, but when you get that kind of attention for something, sometimes you get, as the old expression goes, puffed up with pride. So I was hiking by myself. I was with my friend Leland earlier in the day, but he could not continue on the hike. We were in Washington State. We were hiking in the Cascades, and it was a beautiful summer day. The temperature was perfect. There was a soft breeze coming off of the ocean, and it was a day. It was the day that you see when you look at pictures in the Live Forever book. It was that beautiful. Now, I wasn't hugging any lions or anything like that. And so I reached a particularly steep part of the hike and got along this ridge that was over the ocean, and I looked down, and right underneath a few twigs and some straw and some branches was a brochure. And so I didn't know what this was. I only knew the Watchtower from the people knocking on my doors. I didn't know that this could get up here, and I think I have my suspicions of how it got up there. So I picked it up. I said, perhaps this is a sign, because I had been searching. I had been conflicted about my sexual orientation. And so I was looking for something. I was looking for something in life, and to see if there was a change. This was now. I hate to interrupt, but what year was this? Well, it was 1976, and I was really into Mothers, Fathers, Sisters, Brothers from Philadelphia, the disco band. I loved TSOP. That was one of my favorite songs, and I'm originally from the East Coast, but at that time I was living in San Francisco. I was living in the Castro district, and I was struggling with my identity and who I was. And so I decided to take this trip up to the Cascade Mountains with my friend Leland. Leland was an on and off partner of mine, let's just put it that way. Sometimes we were on, sometimes we were off. Yeah, I understand that I've been in a few relationships myself until I finally found Meredith, my wife of now 44 years. So, did I say 44? I meant 24. It feels like 44 sometimes. Oh, it certainly does with relationships. So anyway, I picked up the brochure, and I was fascinated by the information found in the brochure. I was absolutely fascinated by the information that I found in that brochure. I practically ran down the bluff back to our Jeep Wrangler where Leland was waiting, and I said, Leland, I had a spiritual experience up there on the mountaintop. And Leland looked at me and he said, if you had a spiritual experience, then I'm going to walk back because you should be by yourself right now. And so he was gracious enough to let me enjoy that experience all by myself. Wow. I'll tell you, the experiences we get here on WatchTower Remembers are certainly the best experiences that the WatchTower has to offer. And this is not an exception to the rule. Let's put it that way. This is not an exception to any rule. In fact, this might be the finest experience we've ever heard on WatchTower Remembers. So thank you so much for being here with us, Bob. Bob Jimes. We share a first name, which is nice. I always like other Bobs a little more than I like people who have different names sometimes. So we are so happy you joined us today. It was absolutely my pleasure, Bob. Absolutely my pleasure. And I'm a big fan of yours. In fact, I'm a big fan of yours personally. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I know that Jehovah has blessed you. You never know where you're going to find it. The truth is everywhere. Someday, you, too, might find the brochure on the bluff. Thank you for listening to WatchTower Remembers.